What's up, everybody? It's us versus movies. It's Willy's Wonderland. I've been called that a couple of times myself. Mostly I've been called Kevin, and I have my co-host Dustin. What's up, Dustin?
Hi, I've never been called a Wonderland or Willy. Mostly
Right.
like a,
Mm.
a sloppy Sam, really.
What? Can I have
Anyway,
a sloppy succulent slam to go, please?
yes, you can. Do you want any sloppy Sam sauce on the side?
I don't know, sir. You got real slow when you started talking, so I didn't understand a fucking thing you said.
Oh, let me repeat that a little less slop on it.
It's Willy's Wonderland. It's starring a Nicolas Cage. It's directed by Kevin Lewis and it's produced by Nick Cage and a bunch of other people. It's written by G.O. Parsons and with Nicholas.
Go. Let's go, Parsons.
But there's like dots there.
Nah, let's go.
Okay. We got Emily Tosta, Rick
Toss that
Rintes.
salad.
Yeah, with those pouty lips. Rare. I see you, girl.
She's a child. It's disgusting.
Uh-oh. Chris Warner. There's some people you never heard of. You maybe seen around.
Beth Grant is probably the only person you're going to recognize because she's just that character actress that's in everything, but nothing you can remember. Yeah, she's been in so much shit, man.
I'll believe you.
Donnie Darko, Speed, No Country for Old Man,
Great.
Little Miss Sunshine. These are her hits, okay? She already has five fucking movies coming out after this.
Oh yeah, she plays the cop in this movie.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Distributed by Screen Media Films. It came out on February 12th of 2021. About 88 minutes. And it's roughly about $5 million on the budget.
$4 million of that was Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Well, he did get a producer credit, so I don't know really.
Maybe took it on the back end.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But 107,000 so far for box office. But you know how that goes in the year of the plague. And a lot of it's on video on demand. Regardless, it probably got a small release. Who knows? But it's got a lot of people excited about it for its Chuck E. Cheese animatronics Five Nights at Freddy's Showbiz Pizza vibe going on.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of what the kids like to say. I don't know. Did you get, what was it? What's the Killer Clowns from Outer Space kind of vibe on it?
Oh.
Did that work with you? Did you pick up on that at all?
I mean,
wafts of it?
No.
No?
Like when you say it, I would go, oh, okay. That would.
You can kind of see it?
It didn't. Yeah, I can see it. I would put it in the same
wheelhouse.
Wheelhouse. That's a good.
A Neo Grindhouse-esque type presentation with the lone cowboy that doesn't speak a word, just goes into the old western towns and fucks everybody up.
It's it's interesting because it's like you have Nick Cage, who, as crazy and as many movies as Nick Cage does, is still a competent actor. He really is. That's a scary, sad part about Nick Cage. He's a very competent actor. And then you do this gimmick where he doesn't talk
at all. Not one line of dialogue.
Whole fucking movie. I think he grunted at one point.
There's some grunts. There's some shrugs. There's some there's some popping of soda pop.
Yeah.
There's crap.
Never has a movie made me want to pee more than this movie. Yeah, man, he drinks so many. I was like, when is the bathroom break, Nick? When are you taking a bathroom break?
He took his breaks. He took his allotted breaks. He took
his breaks, but he didn't take any bathroom breaks.
That's true.
But yeah, you have Nick Cage, who, whose voice is in hot demand ever since Spider-Verse. And you don't let him talk. You don't have him talk, And I was just like, okay. And I didn't have that thing of like, oh, he'll say one line. I was just like, I knew after like he say one word to the tow truck driver. That was it. I was like, okay, this man's not talking this whole movie. But whatever. That's fine, I guess.
I kind of thought he was going to do like a one-liner at the very end of like, the pizza sucks, or something like that.
Well,
And then that's kind of it. And he just throws the slice. He jumps in his whip. He grabs the hot chick and he bones out or whatever. I thought he was going to do one of those.
She was a little girl. That was weird.
I don't know, dude.
I was just like, the way they kept staring at each other, I was like, no, please don't you dare have.
Well, he's going to adopt her because she's an orphan now. Then there you go.
She needs to learn how to shut up a lot more. Then
she needs to learn how to throw a fucking punch. Is what she needs. I
know that. Yeah, I was like, are you doing Taibo right now? What the fuck is this?
That got me fighting mad. I started just shadow boxing, just getting real ripped.
She was doing fucking like insanity. She was just like, all right, now punch and dip, punch and dip, punch and dip. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Trying to get that beach body hippie.
She's like, come on, it's Beach Body Thursdays. Let's do this.
Yeah, so I guess let's just dive into our drifter friend. And what did he have? An SS? Did he have a Camaro?
Well, it starts with a husband and wife, actually, clutched together, both wearing Willy's Wonderland shirts. And then the husband gets dragged away, and then the wife is running for her life. And then we see a little girl watching her get murdered. And then it pulls out to Nicolas Cage. And he was just like, I don't drive angry, I stay angry.
Hey, man, Drive Angry is a terrible good movie. I mean, the first 10 minutes, I was like, what the fuck? I like this, I think, maybe. But yeah, he's a driver. Got a lot of like drone type shots.
Yeah.
Him just whipping around, and he's in, BFE. God knows where he's at.
Somewhere in Georgia. That's where it was filmed. So
godforsaken stretch of road
in Georgia.
And he's just doing cool guy stuff in his cool guy car. And he just spins out. He just all pop, 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 all his tires. And you're like, whoa. I thought to myself, I was like, did he just hit a spike strip? Because the way his tires popped. And then they show a spike strip. I was like, oh my God, he did. Okay, I'm paying attention, movie. You got me. Let's go.
Well, my problem with that is that I rewound it to see if there was a spike strip that he ran over, and there wasn't until after, when they were showing it. And I was like, oh.
Well, I mean, I get it, man. It's a small budget. You got to gimmick the tires. You can't risk. We can't hire a stunt driver to sit here. You know what I mean?
They did have a stunt driver, though.
Well, yeah, for like
you don't have insurance for Nick Cage behind a car, okay? We saw Gone in 60 Seconds.
Bro, yeah, but you're not going to like go down some road and just, hey, we need to do like 80, then hit this strip to see what happens. No one's signing off on that.
Yeah, they will. I would sign off on that. I believe.
Yeah, but I
would sign off on driving, and I'd sign off on someone else driving.
Yeah, they'd get no insurance for that, like, period. There's no way.
Anyway, yeah, so he hits a spike strip. He gets out. He's not happy. He pops a punch.
Yeah, the punch is I want to say it was like a Welch's just because of the color of the can, but it looked like a cola.
Yeah, it was some, it was just some, I would say it was more of a cola because of maybe even like a root beer. Because of the foam.
Yeah, you're right. When it came to the soda, he pulls these out of his trunk. They got to be warm. Mm-hmm. And like, I have my guilty pleasures of soda, but I will never touch a warm one. Gun to my head, I'll just pull the trigger. I'm not going to drink a warm one.
Well, Kevin, us soda addicts, I'll drink a warm Mountain Dew if needed be.
That's disgusting. Like, I dry heave when I think about it. I'm like,
but I will say, the trunk tends to be cooler. Okay, so if you do have to store sodas, actually the trunk's not a bad place. So it probably wasn't super cold, but it definitely wasn't warm.
Bro, have you been to Georgia?
Hey man,
I have.
Any trunk, what? Yes, and I have, and it's a horrible place.
It's the humidity, all right?
It truly is. Right next to Florida. So,
man,
on the hell scale.
So, just I guess to kind of jump ahead, the punch soda, it is a reoccurring character at its own respect.
Not a good character, but it's reoccurring for
Dude,
sure.
I thought he had like a weird diabetes thing going on. Like if he doesn't drink it, he like dies. Like
I don't, I really,
I was like, does he got to keep his levels balanced and the punch just hits him right in the good spot? Because
I don't really know because when he drank one, he'd dance a lot more.
I was like, is this punch like an energy drink to help fight his, possessed assassins crew? Like what's the punch? I wanted more explanation on the punch.
Yeah, it definitely needed it because I just didn't. It's like, okay, we get it. He drinks one, then he goes and he punches shit. But
It's very
what
dominant.
happens
So I
when
was
he
like,
doesn't have demon animatronics to punch? Like,
yeah, is it just kind of like, is this like a video game? Does his life run low and he just needs it?
yeah,
Like, is the punch like his Jesus in a can? He takes it and he's like, I banish thee, Satan.
is it his whoop ass?
Is it his can of whoop ass? That's the only thing I could think of.
And if so, he's opening a lot of cans of
Or
whoop.
he's got kidney stones in his future.
He
soon.
definitely has kidney stones in his future. So a tow truck driver shows up, just seemingly out
A
of
chatty one at that.
he will not shut the fuck up. And I will say the best the best look that Nick Cage gave was when he was just staring at this motherfucker like, do you mind shutting your fucking flap hole? Huh? And then just put his sunglasses back on. It was just like, well, this guy's never shutting up.
The mechanic Jed Love takes him to Willy's Wonderland. Oh,
Well, not yet. He takes him to his shop
he
first.
takes him to the shop to set up the whole gimmick. I really wish his sunglasses were cooler. They felt like real
Yeah.
7-Eleven gas station sunglasses. I was like, come on, dude, this is Nick Cage. You got him in this sweet car. Let's get the man some dope fucking hater blockers, you
The
know?
problem is I've seen Nick Cage. If you've seen Nick Cage out in public on his own, the glasses he picks, they're not good, Kevin.
Well, either you give him some really cool, like aviators or something, traditional cool guy glasses, or you just give him like those old people sunglasses they wear over their glasses that take up their whole head.
I just got eye surgery.
Dude,
How long ago? Like
if
8
he
years
put those
ago?
over and rocked those, I'd be like, all right, you definitely
Only put
got
sunglasses on underneath them.
So double up. Double bag it. That's fine.
And then in between this, we see Liv. We don't know her name yet, but she has pathetically doused gasoline on the front of Willy's Wonderland, which has a bunch of stuff like child killer, portal to hell,
Burn it down.
yeah, bulldoze this building.
Like Seth Rollins is there playing the Burn It Down intro song. The fucking Doom guy's there. He's like, this place is the gateway to hell. I'm like, wow,
and
what
I
a
need a ticket. And you're like, oh. But she is dousing gasoline. I hate any movie that does fake gasoline because it's always just looks like water, and it is.
that's a real
I just hate
bold.
that shot. I do. I just really do. It bothers me because I'm just like, I don't. No one. This has never been cool in all of history of cinema. Throwing gasoline at a camera because we all know you're not, and I don't care. And it just
Camera,
it doesn't do anything. It doesn't.
the
add to the
cameraman's
story.
like, what are you doing?
He's just like, this is stupid.
I'm a
I don't like
person.
this. You just ruined
I'm a
everything.
person.
Yeah. And she can't get it lit, and then whoop whoop, fucking Popo shows up.
Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop.
It's stepmama cop, and she arrests Liv. She's like, "You dumb bastard motherfucker!" Like that's kind of how she talks. That's how she kind of talks. She's just like ah, and then Liv puts up zero fight against this fucking old, small, frail woman, but just gets in the cop car and then that's when the tow truck driver drives by with when she brings her to her trailer, and then that's when the tow truck guy drives by with Nick Cage, and then Nick Cage and Liv just stare at each other like if they both had something on their face but didn't want to tell the other one.
I thought I was like, did we just make a love connection?
It was like she looked up like, "You're my Jesus Christ superstar."
Yeah, I just drink the punch, baby.
And he was just like, "I've come to die for your sins.
I've come to whoop ass and drink punch, and I'm all out of punch.
I'm all out of sins. All I got is this soda."
Everybody's like, excuse me?
Drink this as if it were my blood or something. And they're just like, boo.
It's
But
really
yeah, they
funny.
stare too long.
Not to interrupt, but when they take Liv back to the trailer,
Yeah.
this is a real piece of shit trailer. The
Most
door
trailers
gets
are, Kevin.
no, not true. I've seen some great double wides where you're like, is this a home on wheels?
They're like, yes, but the insurance is horrible, and I have to pay weird HOH type fees.
Well, yeah, they get you on the lot. They don't really get you. You own the trailer, but then you got to rent the lot. It's a thing. Everyone watching the Trailer Park Boys is like, boo! I love Bubbles.
And I said most. Okay.
She ties her. The officer takes Liv into there, and she's like, yeah, you're going to stay here. She like cuffs her to some sort of apparatus. I don't know, a heater device or something.
Yeah, it was something.
In a bucket. And she's like, what if I got to take a dump and I'm hungry? She's like, I gave you a bucket and there's some fucking chips. Me, as a viewer, I would eat her chips because I love chips. I mean, it's really going to have to be a whack bag of chips for me to go, maybe not.
You're not going to be able to get anything to drink, Kevin.
That's okay. But just to spite her for giving me some chips, I'm going to be like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm eating these chips. What if they're like pickle chips? I'm all over that, you know? I mean, I probably wouldn't even ask or waited for permission. And then I would have filled the bucket. And then whoever opened that door next, I'm kicking it in their fucking face. Because now I'm an animal. You treat me like an animal now.
I would dump my piss everywhere. And shit, I had to do number 2. That's right. Those pickle chips went right through me.
Number 3.
I made you a 3. She's just
they just squint real hard at each other.
She's like, did you kill the 3 and eat it again and then shit it and piss it again? Because it
best
smells
thing about
horrible.
Number 3 is anything you want it to be. That just hell opens up and the movie starts.
But that doesn't happen. No, she instead she just locks her and leaves her.
No, they do some real crass exchange, and she's like, fuck you, I'll kill you, you old bitch. And she's like, I love you too, sweetheart. Won't you suck it? I'm out of here. I'm the fucking authority. Adult figure. Woo!
She's like, I gotta go do a blood sacrifice.
The girl's
I'm
like,
trying to die. I love you. Why don't you just leave the town? Seems rather easy.
Yeah, just run away.
Yeah. She can't, not until she gets revenge for her parents.
That's fair.
That we saw die in the beginning. Spoiler, because they kind of probably already revealed it by now.
Character motivation.
Yeah, characters of the vaguest variety. So Nick Cage's car is now at the shop, and he has 4 flat tires. Everyone, let's not forget that. We know why he needed his car towed.
Dustin, did you feel like that was a trap?
Yeah, I felt like it was a trap. Especially, I was like, why is this guy under the hood? We know the problem with the car.
Oh, he was just topping off his
tires.
He was just topping off his radiator and his window wiper fluid.
So he's like, you're gonna need 4 new tires and some other stuff. And it's gonna be $1,000. And Nick Cage doesn't even bat an eye. He just pulls out his wallet.
He's like, ooh, is that a diner club? I can't take that.
I can't take that.
Discover, that's got a limit of 300. I set 1,000.
He's like, all right, I got an Amex Black around here somewhere, I think. I hope.
You're better off just Venmoing me, bro.
Can't. There's no internet.
Fuck.
He was like, we were gonna get it, but it just didn't happen. And I was like, that's not how the internet works, sir.
I would have liked it if he would have been like, we're waiting for the Google Fiber. They just won't come around.
But instead, we see an out-of-order ATM. All the ATMs we're told are like that. And so he makes him an offer. He says, if you're willing to work, I got a place for you. And so Nick Cage is just like, well, I guess I'm not allowed to talk. That would move this scene along faster, but I'm just going to have to give you this weird face. It works. Boom. We're at Willy's Wonderland.
Dustin, I would have really preferred if this would have been like, hey, man, looks like you got 4 busted wheels, hombre. I only got 3 tires that fit your carriage here. You're going to have to go over to the Willy's Wonderland. It's abandoned, but we store some old tires there sometimes. And you're going to have to, get it for us. You. Oops, have I said too much? And then Nick Cage looks at him. He's like, "I'll even cut you a deal. That tire for your life, or did I say, or services?
Services.
Yeah." And then Nick Cage is like, "I just need the tire. I'll just do it. I'm not gonna speak anyway, so there's gonna be no witty retort." And then he's like locked in there for the night, and he just kills his way out.
Yeah.
But the motivation to get him in there, I was like, man, movie, try please a little bit, because I was like, what's gonna stop him from knuckle dusting the side of your fucking face, taking whatever like, he wants? You're a no body shaming, one out of shape guy, and we got shredded Nick Cage here.
Yeah,
he'll take his belt off and beat you with it. Like, he'll tire eye. Like, what? I don't.
Nick Cage definitely has some of that fucking Tom Brady like sleep fucking material where he's just like rejuvenating his body. He's just like sleep's the most important part of the day for Nick Cage.
Yeah, man. Like, I was kind of like, well, this guy, he'll kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a good killer look to him.
Yeah, I just didn't really like the motivation to get him into the Willy's Wonderland. I was like, wow, we could have I wanted it a little bit more forced, of kind of like, hey man, I'm the drifter, man. I'm on my way. You can't out hustle a hustler. I can see your
exactly.
bullshit.
It's just more of like,
he came off like a rube. I was like, what are you, a mute rube idiot? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, kind of, maybe. So yeah, then we're in front of Willy's Wonderland. We were meeting Tex McAdoo.
Great name, actually.
Yeah, it is a great name.
Can't be
denied.
denied.
Stole it from somewhere else, but I'm pretty sure he stole it from a cartoon show. Actually,
whatever. Hats off to you for using it.
Pretty sure the cartoon character has a big hat too.
Anyway. I loved it. I don't know how to tell you anymore. I love every aspect of this name.
Well, Tex McAdoo is just like, oh, I'm sure you've heard all the news stories and the rumors. Nick Cage is like, I'm a drifter. And I don't give a fuck about small towns.
On a pale horse I ride.
That's why I was driving 80 down a street children play on. Okay.
No children play there. He was.
The town doesn't have a lot of kids. I assume they play there at some point, Kevin. Okay.
Yeah, they all grew up and got murdered.
that is true. So he's just like, well, I'm looking to fix up Willy's Wonderland, reopen it. Get the asses in the seats and get the monies again. I just need someone to clean up this place that looks like a very obvious murder scene. Can you do it? Here is your shirt. The shirt signifies that you are a blood sacrifice. I mean, that you are an employee. Please wear it while you clean, because we don't want you to get your clothes dirty, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really understand. I felt like he was more forced into that shirt than the situation. I was like, wow.
He's like, what is this, a large? You know I wear mediums. Who's going to the gun show? No one, because I'm wearing a large. We need to get these puppies out in the sun.
He's just like, all right, McAdoo out. See you in the morning.
Yeah, like the whole thing, like I really just would have preferred the whole.
Yeah,
you already got a ritual.
Your way out. Just
go ahead. You're already lifting inspiration from other things. Just pull it Evil Dead. He's trapped in there and he can't get out, and he's just trying to get that fucking tire. Put the tire on a rim, and then he could have been crushing heads with that thing. I thought that could have been hilarious. You know, he fucking Dead Risings. He just puts like a fucking pole in the middle of the tire, uses it as a sledgehammer. I would have been like, this is amazing. You know, and then I think that would have really helped a lot of the fight scenes that we'll talk about later. And they would have just given him just this.
Oh, man.
Because he's already OP, right? No matter what, because he's the janitor and he's unstoppable. So I thought the opportunities to really just exploit that and just go fucking ape with it were just I don't know, missed by all means.
So McAdoo and the tow truck driver, they lock him in, unbeknownst to the janitor, aka Nick Cage, and he's just like, poor son of a piece of shit.
That was fun. Yeah.
And he's just like, all right, let's get out of here. I don't like to hear a grown man scream. And I was like, ha ha ha, joke's on you. Nick Cage is not talking in this movie, so a scream is that's a bit much. And so then they're out, and Nick Cage I don't know why Nick Cage signed on to this movie, Kevin, because unless he wanted to showcase how fucking badass Nick Cage is at cleaning, because I was like, Nick Cage, can you come over this weekend? I got a 2-2. Huh? Can you do it? Do you
No,
do blinds?
Dustin, I can't do it, but I will give you Nick Cage cleaning service where I taught them all, and I'm going to send them over, and we're going to gussy
Oh my
up your
god,
pad.
he should seriously train them all. I've never seen a movie look better than when it started because of Nick Cage's cleaning. He had to do all those shots, Kevin, and they didn't let him fuck around. He wasn't just like rub. He was like, I'm going to get in there.
Nicholas.
This is Nick Cage's hand with his toothbrush on this jukebox. I'm doing this.
Nicholas, I know you don't speak, but can you hear me?
Nick, I said cut. We got all the B-roll we need of you cleaning that toilet. He's like,
Nicholas,
it's not clean.
The elbow grease, we need it.
He fucking brought it.
I'm gonna load you up on some POW. You think you can knock it out for us? It's really just like, Dr. K with a different label.
He's like, I'm down. You know, these sodas aren't going to drink themselves.
You had me at Dr. K.
Okay.
My favorite. So, to give the movie some credit, I think Kevin Lewis does a great job of trying to give you different angles and he tries to make the shots interesting because he knows he's giving you something very mundane and teetering on boring.
Yeah.
And I would say almost detrimental to the pacing because they do it a lot. Like a lot. A bunch.
Yeah. No, I mean, this movie is an hour and 30, and half of that is Nick Cage cleaning, I feel like.
I feel like it is too.
And but McAdoo, before he left, he said, make sure you take breaks. Make sure you take your breaks. You know, I'm a fair and benevolent employer for the
So I mean, like, what? How long was he there, dude? Like 8 hours, so he gets at least a.
No, 30. He was there at least 10, dude.
We'll say 12, right? So
I'll say 12. Yeah.
So he gets an hour lunch, 2 15s, maybe even 2 10s.
I mean, he was really rocking. I feel like a 15-minute break every 2 hours.
He would have to get another 30 if it's over 12.
No, I think you're stacking them. And he knew that Georgia wasn't protecting his worker rights, so he was just like, I'll just take a 15 every 2 hours. Okay, that's drifter law. Okay?
Yeah, that's the rules of the road. That's
the rules of the road. I get a 15 every 2. Okay. Sometimes I use that 15 to do donuts.
I get a little sleepy. I pull over. I grab a 15. I get 15 winks. I'll keep my doors unlocked because I invite danger because I am the janitor.
I am the janitor. You are in my car. I am not in you. They're just like, what?
There's another line that one of the teenagers say where I think it's the main girl. She's like, they're not like he's not locked in here with them. They're locked in here with him.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, you really could have like.
That's straight lifted from Watchmen.
Yeah, but they could have done a janitor line like, oh, he's gonna mop their assholes clean, you know, something. Something like that. I'd have been like, all right.
He's not the puke on the floor in the ball pit. They're the fucking cedar chips covering it up.
They're just like, boo. Boo. When he's not pounding the punch, his punch is pounding their puns. And everybody's like, oh, shit, you know, put that on a shirt. And, you know, that should have been your fucking tagline. Something like that. But when they said the Watchmen line, I was like, it didn't really work in the movie either. No, it doesn't work in this movie.
You had like the weakest actress deliver the line.
The delivery's it's stunk.
Yeah.
And that's a hard line to deliver where people go, okay.
It's a line that reads well. It's not it's not a very powerfully delivered line. Like even in the Watchmen movie, it was just like, oh, that really isn't that cool when someone says it out loud. It's just like
it's a pseudo cool. Like I totally agree. You read it, you're like, ooh, that's some badass shit. And then you say it out loud, like, I'm a fucking dork.
They're not. I'm not trapped with them.
Boot cut.
I'm not trapped with them. They're trapped.
Cut. What the fuck?
Damn it! I'm gonna get it. All right, more fierceness to your voice. It's just. I think it's the line. But yeah, so Nick Cage just really starts cleaning, and the animatronic puppets kind of start moving, and Nick Cage kind of just looks at him. You know, he's just like, "What's up, fucker.
The
You just
first
move.
one, what is it? I vaguely remember their names. I think I saw it like Ozzy, Ostrich. Like
Well,
Nick
that one's getting. I mean, that's when it's just like straight up go time. I was talking like in just the initial introduction, still kind
Oh,
of.
they kind of do the creepy little things where they shuffle a little bit, and you're just like, oh, they're kind of, are they on or what's going on? Is it just, I mean, who's paying the power? He paying the power bill still? Okay.
He's
Why is
like,
this
well, I'm
still?
trying to reopen it, so yeah, you know.
Well, that makes me wonder because you find out that they've been doing this sacrificial thing over time. Are they cleaning up the bodies of the previous people?
Yes.
Or do the animatronic demons or whatever, do they mop it up and go, hey, man, or do they wait for the next person to clean it?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure this is the next person.
It's a self-fulfilling sacrifice
Yeah,
prophecy
it's just easier
agreement?
that way, you know.
Makes sense.
Yeah, we have Willy, of course. We have Siren Sarah,
Willy Weasel,
Willy Weasel,
Artie
Cammy the
Alligator,
Chameleon.
Cammy Chameleon,
It's
Ozzy
Art.
Ostrich.
It's Artie the alligator. Tito the turtle.
Yes, Tito.
Nighty Night.
Oh, I like that.
Case.
Gus Gorilla.
Gus the gorilla. Ozzy the ostrich, and I think that's it. Yeah,
Siren Sarah.
I already said that one.
Oh, my bad.
It was literally the second one I said.
I wasn't listening.
You were just ready to jump to the alligator, and then you were
like,
just like, Alfred the alligator. And I was like, no, that's not it.
Fucking blew it.
You blew it. All right, it's Artie. Artie.
There's only fucking 8 of them, dipshit.
Yeah. So, but yeah, then the ostrich shows up. He starts walking towards Nick Cage, and probably my favorite exchange. Nick Cage just like brooms this fucking thing. He's just, huh? Come on, you thing. You moving? It's just so weird because he hits with so much force.
Well, it's not even that. Like, so Nick Cage is mopping, right? Yeah. And then he looks up, and the thing's like, it's supposed to kind of do, I don't want to say a jump scare, but it's a reveal of the ostrich like right there on top of him. You're like, oh, clearly he's
closer, you know?
Off the stage and up his ass. And Nick Cage is like, kind of like, he almost acts like, who the fuck put this here?
Yeah. No, he's not like.
See him mopping?
Yeah, he's like, hey,
floor,
fucking
buddy?
Move, go back, all right? I get it. You're
Keep
alive.
Space. 6
I
feet, motherfucker. It's our new world.
I need to mop, okay? And I haven't got that spot yet, so fucking move. Yeah, it's just his hits are very.
Then he pokes him again, and then he starts whapping him like, "Were you fucking deaf?" And I was just like, "Dude, Nick, calm down."
Yeah, and then Ozzy's like, "I'm gonna eat your face off" or some shit, and then proceeds to get his ass whooped.
Ass whooped. I was like, Ozzy, you didn't want that smoke. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah, he's just Ozzy did not put much of a fight up, but he does scratch Nick Cage's face
with his beak. Yeah,
pisses Nick Cage off a lot. I mean, the janitor off a lot. Let's call him the janitor, I guess. He breaks his mop in half, and he just starts fucking lighting this motherfucker up. Like, he's just like, hitbox, 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 hitbox. I got everything memorized. You're not going to get through.
I was like, well, that's like a 78 hit combo. Marvelous, you know?
Yeah. Oil splattering everywhere.
Sparks going off. There's some smoke. I did like that. I did like the little effects they kind of, it matched. And there's like, I don't know, hydraulic fluid or whatever flying all over Cage or the janitor, and he's just like fucking platoon. Charlie don't surf.
and then he fucking just MKs this fucking spine out of the fucking thing. He's just like, you're fucking done. Good night.
Zero for life.
Yeah. And you're just like, okay, what are you gonna do next, movie? Because none of the other ones are moving.
Yeah, so here's another thing, dude. I thought maybe is he just hallucinating? Is there a gas leak? Or is it just something that the town does to get their kicks? Like, what are we doing? Because he no-sells that attack. He's just like, why is this piece of shit here? I'm going to fucking destroy it. Yeah. And I was like, well, and I looked over the rest of the fucking crew, standing the puppets. And I was like, well, you guys better just like fucking rush them together because if it's a one-on-one, he's
one-on-one's not your fucking go-to move here.
Yeah, you guys.
And the movie, they were like, let's try it again. Let's try one-on-one one more time, okay?
They fucked up hard.
Yeah, but first he's got to take his break out. He's got. Sure, he just murdered an ostrich robot, but he's got to get cleaned up. He switches shirts, he cleans himself up, and then his watch goes off, and he's like, "Okay, it's break time."
Well, yeah,
I
with
get
the watch
my
going
punch
off
on.
all the time. That's what I was like. Does he need to take his meds? Like,
No,
is he on the road? What was he on the road from, Dustin? Was he running from something? Was
He
he
was
trying
driving
to
angry, Kevin. It's a spinoff.
Yeah, I get it. I love it. But I was like, what's his motivation? Like, I don't need a lot. I just need something. You know, he's wanted dead or alive. If there was some
soda and kick ass.
if there was some wanted posters in the back seat or something, you know what I mean? Or if there was like just a duffel bag full of guns or just something crazy where I could just go, oh, bad motherfucker alert. I mean, clearly he's a bad motherfucker, but
I get what you're saying, Kevin, and I agree wholeheartedly. The problem is, the reason we don't get that is because the movie's in love with the animatronics and this setting of this town and the lore that it pumps into that it doesn't stop to consider that the janitor is his best character. And that even if this wasn't Nick Cage, like it was just some dude, the janitor is still the best character because the janitor's cleaning fucking house.
You know what would have been kind of sick is, and I know the movie's just like, yeah, dude, whatever, it's done already.
It's in the can, all right? As
if he was mopping the floor, he does the great mopping, he takes a step back, he looks back, he sees his shine, he sees his reflection in there. He's like, well, he walks over to the fucking puppets and they're all standing on stage like, ooh, looking spooky. And he pulls out a wanted poster of the fucking Willy guy and he holds it up. He's like, I'm here for you, motherfucker.
I'm here for you, Willy.
And then Willy's eyes start shaking.
It'd be
sweating.
It'd be great if like then Nick Cage just had like fucking black horns coming out of his head. And you were like, oh shit, he's fucking from hell and he is here to collect. These motherfucking souls have been gone too long. And he's like, not on my watch. I always get my man. He's like a hell bounty hunter. That'd be fucking sick.
And he just starts fucking destroying everything. And then they let him out the next night or whatever. They're like, hey, so how did it go? And he's like, this house is clean. I'm like, yeah, poltergeist. He just throws down the fucking wanted poster, and it's got blood all over it, and it says wanted, like, $1 million or 4 new tires to your sick ass whip. And he's like, I'll be taking those tires now. And he just rides back off to hell and just boom, boom, like a fucking Back to the Future lightning.
Ghost Rider the tires definitely have to be on fire.
Yeah, and I'd have been like, oh, this movie's the shit.
And the girl's just like, can I come? And he's just like, you want to go where I'm going? She's like, yes, I do. And then she just has like a devil's tail come out, and you're just like, oh, fuck yeah,
and he puts the sunglasses on. He's like, it's going to get a little hot. And everybody's like, what? That's corny. I love it.
I love it. I love that he's saying these things. I love Devil Bounty Hunter Nick Cage.
He's awesome.
He's awesome. It's way better than cleaning Nick Cage. Though cleaning Nick Cage, I will admit, is
thorough.
It's very thorough. Like, I was goddamn impressed, Kevin. I was just like, look at this man.
He might be a bit of a pinball wizard, and no one knew it.
No, I already knew that. I knew he liked pinball. I'm pretty sure that addition to this movie was Nick Cage.
I loved him when he was on one of his mini breaks. When he started dancing, he was like, I'm going for that fucking extra ball, multi-ball.
Fucking that machine. Like, actually fucking it. Not like in a,
It was a real sexy man.
Like, he was just like, I ain't got no beef with machines as long as they pin balls.
And they can pin these balls. You see what I'm saying?
He's just like, oh, God, these paddles clack just right.
Because I was going to tell Willy, I was like, Willy, if he's doing that to that pinball machine, what do you think he's going to do to you and your crew?
Yeah, he fucking rolled the score over Willy. Like, fucking give him some respect and don't even come for this man.
He locked that shit all at 9s.
Yeah. He did. It broke. It went. It rolled over. I was just like, oh my God, he's broken it.
And I think when the girl shows up to live, I think she should have been just like his hype man or something. Like, ooh, Willy, you nasty ferret motherfucker, or whatever you are, you weasel piece of shit. The janitor's
going, I'm not allowed to talk either. It's like,
everybody else is, but I get no dialogue. I sing some songs, though.
Yeah, he does sing some songs. So
okay, go ahead. We totally tangent.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get what you're saying. It's just the movie's in love with its own lore. So he does his first break. He's in the kitchen. He starts kind of cleaning up the kitchen little by little. Gets his drinks in the fridge, kind of keep him cold. You don't have the trunk to keep them cold anymore, even though Kevin disagrees with me. He hasn't had trunk soda. He doesn't know, everyone. For those of us that have had trunk soda, we know that the trunk, you're like, oh, this is surprisingly cool. It's better than a backseat soda, okay?
I mean,
backseat sodas, that's the warmest soda in the world.
We got these sodas in a lot of places right now.
Well, backseat soda means that it's been there. It's been there. It's seen some fucking time on the road. It's a drifter soda.
You don't find backseat soda finds you.
Pretty much. No, you find the backseat soda when you need it, like when you're on your lowest. It's kind of like finding like a little baggie of heroin by a toilet that's really nasty, and you're just like, "But I need it."
You're really jonesing.
Yeah, and you're just like, "Am I gonna put my hand in that shit pile for it?" Oh, I think I am.
I bet my other hand, because this hand's already in there, and the other one's giving a high five. Oh God!
You knew what you were talking about, Alanis. You knew. But so then he's back from break. It's time to clean the bathrooms. Well, this bathroom's pretty tore up.
Meanwhile, is this the bath? I think Liv gets rescued by her friends, right?
Yeah. In between. Yeah, you're right. She does get rescued. Yeah, her friends, the guy who's very obviously in love with her, because the first thing he does is try to charge through a door that opens out, not in.
Yeah, man, these guys are geeks from Jump Street.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, what are they doing? The other guy's like, dude, the door's open. And there's like
the other guy that's very obviously in love with Liv.
There's like, there's 3 guys and a girl and Liv, right?
There's 4 guys and 2 girls. So
okay,
there's 2 white guys and 2 black guys. Yeah, and then
the blonde and then the
blonde. And,
okay,
Liv. So they go in and they're looking for a key. And just complaining and just being kind of like the worst teenagers in a movie.
They're just a bunch of geeks. They're like bickering.
Yeah, it doesn't mean like they're just like, fuck, man, she gave you a bucket. That's fucked up. Oh my God, a bucket. And I was just like, yeah, dude, you're lucky there isn't a fucking 3 of that bucket, okay? You're lucky there's only a 1 right now.
Somebody should have been like, ooh, let me get those chips. But like, man, your fake step cop mom's always locking you up. Yeah, Liv, can I get to know a little bit about you? Yeah, I just want to burn that thing down, the willies. Okay, girl, you can burn this willy down. Oh, guy jokes. I love you. And she's like, not interested. And they were like, also she got real militant with them. Oh, we gotta do this. Who wants to burn this shit?
This is a fun time. This is a mission. I was like, do you guys go on other missions? I'm confused.
I was like, are you guys like a unit?
Because I wouldn't bring this batch of goofballs anywhere. Like, those missions are all failing. You're the worst Scooby-Doo bunch ever.
Ma'am, this guy didn't even know what a locked door was. I believe no missions will take place successfully.
This guy doesn't even know how to ram through a door. First of all, step 1 of ramming through any door, check the fucking door. You check the fucking door.
This girl with the lockpicking skills from Thief, she's on the team. Everyone else,
she just walks over. Yet another character that doesn't talk much. And then when she does start talking, you're like, all right.
She talks about sex in a creepy place.
Yeah. You're just like, okay. You're fine. You're okay.
You'll do.
You'll do. Yeah. She's wearing next to nothing. It's clearly not warm outside, but I was like, whatever. This movie's needs something right now because it's not these fucking 4 bumblefucks. And then they bust her out, and she's just like, they got someone in Willy's. We gotta go save him. So, if you're doing the math at home, everybody, we have 8 bad guys to die. Okay. We
already lost 1 with the ostrich.
We lost 1, so we're down to 7. All right. But then we have 6 good guys. All right.
7 counting the janitor.
Yeah, 7 if you count the janitor. But so you have your 6 going to save the 7th one. All right. Would you throw away 5 of those lives to save the one who seems very capable in taking out all 8 of them?
Can I open a door to this?
Yes.
Do I eat chips that are left for me on purpose?
You definitely. God damn, you and those chips. You just will not let those chips go uneaten. We don't even. I don't even believe there were chips, Kevin. I watched that scene. I couldn't fucking find chips.
If they were Fritos, they're still there.
If they're Fritos, they're still there and they're still good because they're already stale. But you're just like, I don't care.
Take that, Frito.
These are delicious.
Do you take all those would-be heroes and put them on a roof that looks a little bit questionable?
And never, ever show or address the hole. Like ever.
In the roof, not in the character.
Well, I mean,
the
character, they reveal the holes in all those characters. But yeah, so the kids are they're on their way. But they got to do another gas on the building montage. And I was like, that is not enough gas, first of all.
Guys, just fucking, like,
ram
it with something.
It looks pretty flammable already. Just try it. Just try a fire, okay? But, like, I don't need to see you guys poorly splash water on, like, the same two places. And the two that are both in love with Liv are, like, pouring gas in the same spot, trying to be like, I'm pouring gas here. No, man, I'm pouring gas here. I was like, I don't need you guys to talk, okay? Nick Cage doesn't get to talk, but I got to listen to you fucking asshats? No.
Well, I think what the main thing was, or the main point was to have just cannon fodder. So in a typical slasher movie, we need some people to get smoked.
And we got a lot of people to get smoked. So,
yeah.
All of a sudden. So, yeah, so Liv goes to the...
Like, if you're in this movie, there's a good chance you're not living.
Yeah, very strong. Very strong. So, I guess get those lines in, get that sag as quickly as you can. Because you might not be back for more. And so Nick Cage, he's back in the bathroom now. Because he before the kids actually show up. And he's cleaning. And then the music kicks on. Like, he leaves his bathroom spotless, Kevin. Like, spotless. And it was a typical Chuck E. Cheese bathroom, I will say.
Or Shoney's. Or no, wait. What was the other one? Not Shoney's. Yeah, was it Showtime Pizza?
Showtime Pizza, yeah.
I think I said it earlier, but I forget.
No, you did, yeah.
Yeah, but then there's a fucking monkey in the bathroom.
Yeah. The monkey...
Was he taking a monkey shit?
He was not taking a monkey shit. He was just... I don't know what he was doing, but he's playing hide and seek. And then, of course, the handicap stall. He's a giant fucking monkey. He's Gus the gorilla. You can't hide in a normal stall. And then so Gus and Nick Cage just start going at it. And,
a little bit of a tussle.
Yeah, and Nick Cage is like, did you see Casino Royale? He's just like, I'm about to fucking Casino Royale your fucking face on the sink, on this urinal. He's like, I'm about to ruin all the work I did.
He makes him eat that porcelain,
asshole.
Dustin.
He does. He curb stomps this fucking gorilla's robo face on the urinal. And I think that's even more insulting than anything else. So
that's my favorite takedown.
It was good. Yeah. Well, that's because after this, all the other takedowns kind of feel just like the ostrich one. Just like a lot of punching and beating.
A lot of beatings. And that's where... we won't give them too much detail when we get to them because they are just a blur. And that was one of my biggest problems with the movie. Like, I didn't mind the set piece. I like some of the goofy things it does. I like some of the visuals. But when it came to the fighting, it was just very clumsy. And it wasn't choreographed well. And the camera placement wasn't done well enough to hide the fact that you're fighting a dude in a gorilla suit. And you kind of want it to be... I assume a little bit vicious and comical all at the same time. You know what I mean? Like that sense of tension, which is absolutely none because Nick Cage is a stud. The janitor just murks everything. There's no, like, if you get in his face, if you disrupt his cleaning, he cleans your asshole or your clock, I should say. Maybe I don't know.
Both. That's how thorough Nick Cage cleaning services is. Okay. Your clock, your asshole, even your teeth at night.
Yeah.
So. It's all getting in there.
And that was the hard part, especially towards the end. It just starts kind of weighing on you a little bit of just kind of like...
Yeah, because there is no tension. You're just like, okay, we know who's going to die. Like, you just know. You're like, all right, these people. And I think he's going to live.
The fights, I wish they would maybe customize them a little bit more to the mobility of the creature or the suit or the gimmick. Some of them kind of worked out, but most of them, like, I think once after the gorilla, even the gorilla fight, they just kind of bump and tussle with each other until he checks them. and which was a great one, but the other ones just kind of never really get that cool, or I just don't feel like a lot of time was put into them, and I could be wrong, but I don't know. Choreographed a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, it just really just seems like, all right, just beat this problem to death. You know?
Thanks, Superman.
So he's like, I do. Do you remember I almost played him? How can you forget? The internet won't let you. Remember that one guy who foolishly poured money into a documentary about something no one cared about?
Does anyone remember anything?
You got some Hulu cash. But so then Nick Cage is back on break. He's back on break. He's got to clean the sinks and he's cleaned the kitchen. It's like a kitchen cleaning break because he just killed that gorilla. He put 2 bags of dead animatronics in the front door.
Gorilla body parts.
Yeah, he's made love to the vending or the pinball a little bit by cleaning it. Like he does a great job on that pinball.
He just basically restores it.
Yeah, he does. He restores it. Even the board. He's just like
that pinball machine's going for like $2,500 now.
Probably easy.
The one and only Willy Wonderland pinball machine,
genuinely cleaned thoroughly by Nick Cage,
aka the janitor,
and he refused to sign it because he said, "No, I don't want to diminish the quality of the fucking board."
Pinball angry.
Yeah. And then they find him through a window. Liv is like, "Hey, you gotta get out of
there, Mr. Young gentleman." I was like, "What? Say, hey, motherfucker! They just killed a robot."
Fella, I see you're still alive. Some shit's trying to kill you. And Nick Cage is like, "Yeah, I got some cleaning to do. I have to clean this whole place, or no vroom for me. Okay." Drifter code says I gotta do what I said I'd do, otherwise I don't get the thing I want.
I really wish there was just like a golden tire and rim just hanging from the ceiling.
Just a reminder, like he wants to give up, and he's just like, no, just like Money in the Bank, I gotta climb the ladder and get it. And just bring it down, carry it around for a couple months.
Kind of funny that an automotive shop that deals with automotive needs and goods would only have 3 tires to fit my vehicle, but I'm a fair man, so I guess I'll clean this haunted would-be pizza parlor, for the kids. And I guess I'll just kill anything that gets in my way. I'm a drifter.
For the kids. Yeah, I mean, drifters do just like murder and leave. That's kind of
I got it.
But Nick Cage ignores her, goes back to cleaning. So she's just like, I got to get in there. And they're like, we have to set this fire. And she's like, there's a guy inside. We can't just light it on fire. Okay, we got to get him out first. So she's like, I'm going to climb into the roof magically. And I'm going to be in the largest duct system I have ever seen in a movie.
That was pretty big.
It was big enough for a man and an alligator mascot costume to crawl through as well. So, and that was the whole point.
That's already alligator. Everybody playing at home.
Already the alligator. I got the vents.
/ Sam Fisher. Google it.
So eventually she falls through into this other room. It's very, I don't know, forest Neverlandy. And then we get the Sarah the Siren is now hunting her. They did a couple of cool camera things where she like crawls up a tree backwards, and I was just like, okay, that's kind of cool. But I felt like this whole scene was a little too frantic because it was just like, God, you're having her jump cut so much where I'm like, where's the danger?
Didn't they do is this where like if you have like a bunch of lights flashing and stuff, and were they trying to?
No, it wasn't this one. That was later. That was a different scene. This is just in the forest where she was just like, like I say, crawling up a tree backwards.
Well, the siren, she looks like a little pixie and like a little Tinkerbell. And they do a cool little thing with her mask where they make her teeth all like Melina and they're all bladed and stuff. And then she looks kind of normal-ish in a creepy way.
Yeah.
I like that. And they were smart with the way they filmed that and used the set and lights and stuff.
Yeah. But this is where Liv starts trying to throw a punch, and it's the most choreographed Taibo punch ever. Dude, and then she ducks down. And was
not even choreographed. It's almost just like this weird flailing.
I just meant like she's choreographing her move. Like if anyone could dodge.
She's telegraphing. She was
Telegraphing. There we
telegraphing.
go.
Yeah,
Telegraphing.
it was nothing was choreographed. They were just like pretend someone's in front of you. And she was like
Just
this.
like, here comes the left, and everyone's just like, we got a sandwich. That was so obvious. Like we're gone out of the room.
God bless her. Yeah.
And then you hear Sarah the Siren scream at some point, and then Nick Cage comes in and finds Liv, and she's like, I cut her, but it's not gonna last long. We gotta go. Nick Cage takes her knife. Or is this the part where he takes the knife?
No.
No, yeah. Is it like, because it's when the dumbasses all fall in, right?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, so Liv is just like, we gotta go. Come on. And Nick Cage just is like, I gotta get to cleaning. I gotta clean. And then the idiots all go on the roof, and two of them call out the one guy who's super in love with Liv. They're just like, hey, dumbass. You know we shouldn't be doing this. She told us not to. We all know you want to look like the big man on campus, but you're a needle dick asshole. But then they tussle because he's just like, don't you talk about my Liv that way. And then they all fall through the fucking roof into the weirdest ball pit, conveniently where they are at.
Yes.
So, because I'm pretty sure that was just some couch cushions, like, sewed together with ball pit in it. So it was not safe for children or adults. And then now they find themselves 10 feet away from the murderous animatronics that they're there to kill, that they've heard rumors about, and they just stare.
Everyone sells it. They're just kind of like, so are these it, or is this for real? What are we doing?
We felt the shit that killed Liv's mom and dad, because they're pretty awesome. Not gonna lie. They're not that scary.
And then the Nighty Night guy's like, fucking Nighty Night, bitch.
Well, I mean, at first, I think, is that when he Nighty Nights them? Because when does Nick Cage take the knife then? Because I could have swore they all go to the room, and she's like, what are you assholes doing here? And then Nick Cage takes the knife just away from her. He's just like, no knives. We're cleaning. And then the song kicks on, and Willy's just like...
That draws them all back to the room?
Yeah. He's just like, 6 fucking chickens.
Yeah.
And like Liv and Nick Cage leave for a second. Or Nick Cage leaves. I don't know. Someone leaves. But they're all just sitting there listening to the song. And then, then Nighty Night's just like, Nighty Night, motherfucker.
He kills that dude, and then I laughed because he just gets shit, and he falls over. And then the other nerd guy turns around, almost gets his head cut off, slips on that dude's blood, falls over. I was like, this is hilarious. I hope this dude kills everyone. Just give him all the kills.
Yeah, I was just like, what I found so hilarious too about this was that no one checked on that guy. They were just like, oh shit, Bill? Yeah, no, Bill's dead. All right, our circle of friends, we're on a solid 5 now, okay? That calling plan thing we were dealing with, it's over. We're good. We're good.
I don't know if they were even friends. It felt like they were just kind of people that knew each other.
Teenagers in town. Yeah.
You're right. That I'm pretty sure he took the knife from Liv after the siren fight.
Yeah. I thought so. I just couldn't remember. But so Liv just tells the guy, her friend that's dying, I'm sorry. Leaves him to bleed out. They all start running, and this is the part where it's like super frantic because then everyone's just split up. Everyone's split up. They're all just like, we gotta get away, So the horny couple, they find some room. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Before all this, no, I'm jumping way fucking ahead.
Yeah, they do the flashback.
Yeah, we do the flashback. So half of them are in the kitchen with Nick Cage. The other half are just staring at the animatronics like idiots.
Right.
So yeah, and then so Liv tells the whole backstory. You want to do the backstory, Kevin, since it's got fun stuff, or you want me just to bore everyone with it? That was Dustin. Go ahead and bore everyone with it. Okay.
Well, what is it, like this guy Gerald Roberts or Jerry Roberts?
Yeah, it's
Willis.
basically just
he's a serial killer that has basically, I'm running this Chuck E. Cheese. I got my serial killer pedo friends here, and we like to kind of just jack these unexpected families and do our serial killer
special party room.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, you're going to the VIP room? That means you're getting your ass fucking chopped up.
Yeah.
And then the cops are they finally catch on because they're stupid bumpkin cops. And the team's like, no, man, we ain't going out like that. We're going to just, worship Satan. Satan be praised. And they do this big pentagram, giant fucking ritual to transfer their souls, like kind of child's play status, into inanimate objects, which is the Happy Time Fun Gang of Willy and the crew.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're there. They're all dead. The cops are like, I guess they got away and drank all this purple Kool-Aid, and now they don't wake up. Good job, everybody. Cops forever. And they start high-fiving.
Case solved. Yeah, they're just like, yeah, slow motion.
Yeah. And then later on, they're just like, God, people just keep dying. And you're like, oh, dude, I think it's the fucking psychos went into these robots, and then these animatronics come out, and they start killing the town people. Why don't we get a shotgun to blow them apart or something? No, let's go make a deal with them.
We don't want to seem crazy. Yeah. And so that's all we get of that part of the story. So that's where Liv leads.
I'm just going to do the whole thing, man.
I'm going to do the whole thing. Okay. So then Cop Mom takes over.
Yeah. And then Tex McAdoo and the other.
The three powerhouses of the town, Kevin. Tex McAdoo, the entrepreneur.
Jed Love, the mechanic.
Love, the mechanic, the only mechanic in town. And the sheriff. Three powerhouses, it's the real trifecta there. That's your Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
The Holy Trinity go to these robots and go, hey, instead of, I don't know, taking a baseball bat to your heads, we're just going to go ahead and give these sacrificial lambs to you.
We're going to pack.
Yeah, we're going to create this feeder system where we trap them, tag them, and bag them and give them to you guys. You eat them or whatever it is you do with them. I don't know. I don't ask. I'm just here to trap them.
Well, Tito the turtle, he just likes to cuddle with their dead bodies naked. And they're like, all right, Willy, we don't need the details.
Keep the deets to yourself. Yeah. And the robots are like, yeah, man, that's cool, I guess.
We'll stay here. We won't roam about your town murdering everyone.
Because we're psychopathic pedo demon monsters that will just do what the humans say. Why don't they just break loose and start eating up all of Nevada, where the fuck they were at?
Georgia.
I think it's filmed in Georgia. I think it took place in Nevada.
I don't think it did. I don't think they ever say where it took place. They just make up some bullshit.
Wherever you want it to be. And I was just like, what? Like, if they were trapped.
Yeah. No, the deal made no sense. Why would they take that deal? And they were like, we didn't want to seem crazy fighting robots. I'm like,
but you have people missing that go through your town religiously. Guess what? The FBI now are interested. Because we got a lot of people disappearing at high levels. There was no real rules
from this town.
They have to eat once a year, and then when they feast, then they go dormant for a year. Just throw me something, or like maybe they're trapped in that building because that's where the ritual happens, so they can never leave those hollowed halls, and they can't if they go outside the town, but they must feed them or whatever because it's a big pedo playhouse and they keep luring the kids in there and they eat them, whatever, you know what I mean? Or one night they can come out and just wreck shit.
Yeah, it's like a reverse purge. Like they're just like, hey, we'll feed you someone on that night so you don't come out into our town on that night.
Exactly, and it's the bad wino that we got, and then you got to go to Willy's Wonderland. Oh, no, Willy's going to be upset. It's his night to feed. And no, we'll get him people. We'll get him just these drifters and people no one's looking for, these hookers and transients. And Willy and his family will be happy. Yeah, exactly. And they're like, and maybe that's why Liv's all gassed up because she's like, no, I wasn't a bad kid, but they got my parents. They said they were going to get me. No, Liv, that happened a long time ago. You're remembering it. Your parents were just junkie, transient whores or whatever.
Well, it could have just been like they weren't on board, and we told them they had to be on board, so we had to sacrifice them to keep the fucking secret,
Yeah, you could have the old greasy dad going, I'm going to drop you off on Willy's if you don't do your homework, you fuck. And they're like, no, Dad.
Yeah, you could have given that to a backstory to any of the kids that I didn't care about.
Exactly.
That's all the kids could have had a reason for being there.
But, that's what I was, because my dad used to terrify me of this place, pushes his glasses up, fuck him and fuck Willy. You're like, yeah, this kid's got a fucking motivation. And
this kid's got fire in his heart, and he's willing to set this place on fire, too.
Yeah, and then the other kid could be like, oh, my parents took me here when I was little, and then my dad left to buy a pack of cigarettes, and he never came back, and then I found his head in our fucking fireplace. Willy! You just Everyone could have
Yeah,
their like
just
weird fucked up motivations. They
no,
ate
they
the
should have all
dog.
just been like really damaged people and stuff, so that you feel something for when they're murdered. You're just like, man, they had a real tragic backstory.
All they wanted
Instead,
was
it's just like,
revenge.
I'm a teenager. She's telling us what to do.
Yeah, I would have took anything like that. I don't really think it would have been too much of a stretch to work that
No,
in. I think it would have been just some snappy dialogue between them. Maybe you can shoot some stuff with them if you're feeling froggy with it. But wouldn't even ask for it. You could have just done a pan to each character, and they could have gave their 2-3 sentence motivation. That's why I'm here. Instead of just
yeah.
going, I hope I get to
Well,
bang her.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
will
the
I
movie
get to
had
bang her?
plenty of exposition, so it's like you could have just done more. Like you established that exposition was the norm. So if everyone just was like, "Well, my motivation for being here," I would just be like, "This is fine because this is like the 9th time, so whatever."
I mean, you could even start it basically when you had Liv as a little girl meet the other little kids in like a weird orphanage, and then
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like an orphan pack, you know, like they were
yeah,
we're
and
all
then like
orphans, you know.
the sheriff girl comes in, she takes the hand and looks up and does the nod, and then she gets adopted, and then she's just always traumatized by it. She shares that with her friends, and then like I
Yeah,
lost
and then
this,
Sheriff Mom could have been all their moms, you know, like
whatever,
so
right?
simple. Anything
Yeah.
would have been just like an extra layer to be like, oh, okay, cool, you know.
And then I know you really wanted to get to the janitor character and just have him start rocking out. You still would have had time. You just had
Oh,
to
definitely.
rearrange the narrative a little bit.
Because then you could have cut out about 30 minutes of Nick Cage cleaning, and I'm
And
sure Nick Cage's back would have appreciated that. So
maybe it was therapeutic for him. I don't know. I would have liked something like that, and I'd have been because it's corny. It still stays in your world. You got it. And I think, in all honesty, I know it's a comedy. It has comedic type things. I know it's ridiculous, but when you have these horror movies like this, I'll just chalk it up as a horror movie. When you just give a little bit of motivation, it goes a long way.
Yeah.
Like the sake of the killing them just to kill them, okay, I get it. It's just even in the context of the silly animatronics and their killing stuff, haha, I get it, over the top. But I'm so serious. Just a little bit of that, it would have, like you said, resonated with the viewer, and they would have been like, oh, they're not just cannon fodder. I kind of really, maybe one or two will leave. You won't just have a final girl. You'll have the janitor, maybe saves a couple of the kids, but fuck,
or
man,
just show me the janitor trying to save them. Like
he gave no fuck. He was here to clean and slay them. That was it. So that's why the other version of the story of him being a like fucking soul collector from hell that's cool too.
I really like that.
Yeah,
it's like would have been way.
And the kids still could have had that story too. It would all work
exactly.
out.
They'd be like, "We're gonna fucking work with this demon." She's like, "You got a better idea?" And he's just like, "Not really." And they're just like, "Fucking nut up." Then he's just like, "All right, yeah." You know.
What about you, Bob? Oh, I had a dream that this old drifter man was coming, and he was going to help us slay Willy and the crew because we're too weak.
He was on a pale horse, and we're like, yeah. All right, come on.
On a steel horse he rode.
So, yeah, but then the killings start happening. Some of them are just like the couple are off on their own.
The couple go off to like the little VIP room, and
the room that they just talked about of being where the demonic or the satanic ritual took place.
And then they look at the disco ball, and there's really nothing creepy in the room. It just kind of looks like a room with some poorly lit lights, and there's nothing that's kind of like
shitty inflatable and a table knocked over.
Yeah, she's like
very VIP at all, Willy.
Is it wrong that I'm getting real wet and sticky down there looking at this room? He's like, nah, baby, I know you a freaky deaky. He's like, do you love me or hate that for me? He's like, I just love that freaky shit. And then they just start banging, and I'm like, well, we don't even get to see any biddies. So I was like, whatever.
Yeah,
and
he's
then,
like, I want to see you in your birthday suit, and then you see her bra. And I was like, we've been able to see the bra like the whole time. So.
I thought that was just the brand of the bra was called birthday suits. Because it's so comfortable, it just fits like your birthday suit. I was wrong.
You won't even know you're wearing it.
Birthday suit for men and women. Yeah. Ooh. Or other.
Yeah, so they just do some, just real PG banging in an R movie.
Yeah, but then like the fucking Artie Alligator comes in and starts eating everybody.
First he took in the show, okay, because they were
Oh,
banging for a while.
He was for sure pulling the fucking Laffy Taffy to that.
Yeah, he was just like, well, it's been a while since I saw kids fucking, so he's like, damn, I miss being a teenager. Do I want to be an animatronic alligator? I felt like he was having a real like battle with himself of like
little crisis.
Yeah, like this is the life I picked to be in this out. How did I let this dipshit talk me into this? Sure, the murder's fine, but I mean that guy's got a penis. Where's my penis?
I would have went out shooting.
And that's why I think like that's when Artie had that snap of like, I don't have a dick. This guy doesn't get a dick either, and then he bites his dick. But,
wait, the guy?
Yeah, he bit it out of his. He was biting out his arm and his dick. So, but we jumped ahead. We have to kill some other people in other order. So the nerd guy, he just gets like, that's the strobe light one, where it's like the siren and I think like the turtle are like fucking with him, and then they just kind of kill him. I mean, he just kind of disappears from the fucking movie.
Wait, doesn't she use her tongue to rip his head off? Like,
oh, she just snaps his neck. Yeah,
like Reptile from MK.
Yeah, she just snaps it. Oh yeah, you're right. It's the chameleon chick. And then the guy who's super mega in love with Liv goes and hides in an arcade room that Nick Cage has apparently already cleaned and done a bang up job. And oh no, that's the guy that gets his neck snapped. No, I don't know what they do to the nerd guy.
The nerd guy just like falls over or something.
Yeah, like they just disappear him. Like I cannot remember how he dies. I just know that he just stopped being in the movie. Huh. But so the chameleon chick is talking to the guy who's super in love with Liv, and she's like, I'm not like the others. I got the shitty costume. And he's just like, yeah.
Wait, didn't the turtle jack him on the streets or something? Or no?
No, that's later.
But the turtle got some.
The turtle takes out the deputy.
That's okay. Yeah. Okay.
But and the kid. Yeah, I know. I cannot picture it. I just remember there were strobe lights, and I think he screams, and that's it. Like I really don't.
Right. I don't think they show it.
I don't think they show anything. But the guy who's in love with Liv calls the cops, and that's when we're kind of introduced to this deputy character. That's just like, why are we here? She's like, we're Deputy here to hope
Dan or whatever.
Yeah, Deputy Dan, real fucking shitty. I mean, he was great, but real shitty. And she's like, we're gonna sit here and hope this phone doesn't ring.
But then it does.
And then it does. And then she's just like, fucking prank call. And then he calls back, and she's just like, get the fuck out of there. And she's just like, all right, Deputy Dan, get your shotgun. We got to go shoot some shit.
No, wait, Dan was the friend. Evan. It was Evan.
Deputy Evan?
Evan Olsen.
Oh, okay.
He's got a daughter on
Deputy
the way.
Dan is way better. But I'm going to call him Deputy
Dan. It doesn't
Dan.
matter. I don't think anyone ever really says anyone's name in the kid.
No, I didn't even know the kids had names. I mean, I was just like, you named these people? Oh, Jesus. They do not matter at all. So they're like, all right, we got to roll out to Willy's. And back at Willy's, the chameleon chick has, she kills the one guy as Nick Cage and Liv entered the room. They snap his neck, and you're like, oh, okay.
Oh,
and
you know what my favorite scene was? Because I was just thinking about with all the killing, I was like, man, some of the animatronic demons talk and some of them don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the siren was there and they talked about the sirens like eating the kids and stuff at the restaurant and stuff, the fat kid goes up to the siren and she's like, you want to fuck me, fatty? Because he goes to grab her tits, and the kid has the shittiest like shocked look on his face.
Yeah, he's just like,
I laughed so hard. He was like, what?
He's like, can I? While I eat a burrito? She's like, oh, gross.
You want to fuck me, fatty? And I was like, well, he's little. So
he's like, not the first time I've been asked that, ma'am.
And it was weird if you really think about it, because there's 2 female animatronics, but I could have swore all the pedo rapey guys were all dudes.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes down a dark path.
Yeah. No, especially with the chameleon. I was just like, oh, is this like There they like playing.
Weird.
I don't know. It was weird because I don't want to
Living
say
out
that it
some
was trying to be
fantasies.
inclusive in that sense. It was just
Yeah.
more of like, ooh, maybe you poorly handled this. I don't that whatever. It's not my movie. And then so Nick Cage's watch goes off, and he looks around like, oh shit, I'm late for break. I got to clock out for my 15.
Very consistent character.
Very consistent. She's like, what? And he just gives her back her knife.
Break time is break time. That's my time.
Break time is break. And he fucking leaves. And everyone's just like, okay. And then we watch Nick Cage make love to that pinball machine and drink another soda because that's what he does every break. So
He Kobe's the can in the trash. He's like, all right, I guess I'll go back now.
So somehow she survives for 15 minutes. I don't believe it, but she did. He comes back, and of course he beats the shit out of the chameleon. Doesn't kill her though, which was annoying. And that's when fucking Sheriff Mom eventually shows up and points a gun at Nick Cage and is like, "You knock it off. All you're here to do is die. Just fucking die." And then she saves Liv. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, Artie the alligator, he kills both the other kids, and Liv and Nick Cage find that on their way of like after beating the chameleon chick up.
And it's really Liv's really accepting to all of this.
Yeah, she does not give any fucks that her friends died. And
Like I give it to the drifter
look
because
for that other
he's
friend
a drifter.
Yeah, she's like, Drifter, you're real fucking cool. If you die, I might cry,
Yeah, true.
But these fucking jerks, I told them it was a secret mission. I told them not to get on the roof. I told them to wait for me.
Because
I don't feel bad for them.
So the alligator kills Kathy and Bob. The janitor manages to kill. He kills the knight and the alligator, right?
Yeah, he kills the knight. He ends up chopping his head off with his own sword after beating him a lot. He beats the alligator a lot and then pulls his mouth open.
Right. It could have been cooler. Like it could have been
way
jaw
cooler.
break.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted a clean jaw break, but then he's like struggling, and I was just like, this is not. Does he need more soda? What's happening here?
Need more pal. And then that's when they do the chameleon in the arcade.
Yeah.
He just fucks her up, right? He doesn't kill her because then
he just fucks her up because she comes back.
Yeah, and the sheriff comes in like, no, we made a deal with these guys, exposition dump. Yeah. And I'm going to handcuff you, janitor man, because you're fucking up the deal we had with these demons. And I was like, janitor, take a step back. He's killing them. Do a head count, you dumb shit. He's removing the problem for, like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, and that's the big problem with the sheriff character is that she is not thinking, and she's assuming that he's going to eventually die and that Willy's going to be pissed off and that all of his friends are dead and come and take it out on them. Like she's assuming Willy's such a big ass boss that this guy is not going to be able to finish Willy, which we're like, nah, I mean, they all seem to have kind of the same bullshit power level, and he's plowing through them. So
yeah, he's totally OP. And when the janitor, the sheriff if she was more scared to go to Willy's, like nervous and just like, oh my god, like sweaty and profuse, like I wanted her terrified to go to Willy's, but she goes in there, she's just swinging a shotgun around, see that he's killing everybody. I think Liv even says, no, wait, he's helping or something. Yeah. My friends are all dead, but fuck it, he's killing.
I only care about these fucking psychopaths dying. I don't care about my friends dying. I don't even know where that one went.
Yeah, we just had like an orphan bond, and don't ever trust an orphan, whatever.
Yeah. The orphan code is not as thick as thieves like the drifter code. Drifter code set breaks, we finish the jobs that are given to us. Orphan code, it's shank or be shanked. So
pretty much.
You're really trying to be the top orphan all the time. And that's Liv. Liv's the top orphan. But yeah, so she handcuffs Nick Cage, takes Liv out, puts Liv in the squad car with Deputy Dan, as I'm still going to call him. And she's just like, Deputy Dan, take her out of here. And he's just like, no.
And then come get me. so I can make sure Willy kills the janitor?
Yeah, like I'm gonna make sure this
Question
job
mark?
gets done. And he's just like, no. And he's like, I can't do that. And she's like, I'll give you 2 reasons. And you're like, oh, I bet it's his wife and his kid. She's like, your kid and your wife. And I was like, oh, you said it backwards. Got it.
Look at that development for Evan, or the Deputy Dan.
Deputy Dan. He's Deputy Dan forever now. So Deputy Dan's just like, oh, don't make me do this. I'm not a very strong actor. And then he just gets in.
Well, here's the thing. As deputy, he should have been like, I don't think you're fit to serve right now.
I'm going to relieve you.
You've handcuffed a man, which we've seen. It wasn't like they went in there like, oh, the janitor killed these kids.
Yeah.
We
no,
better...
no one said that. They didn't even look for kids. They were just like, they're dead.
Because Deputy Dan's getting the whole exposition from the sheriff lady of like, we did this, we did that. You believe us, don't you? He was probably like, no.
Yeah, his buy-in is so quick. I would have been like more believing of him, looking around, checking things out for himself. Anything,
yeah, like go to a room.
And then him being like, okay, this shit's not right. There's dead kids, and you guys are talking about fucking robo, demons and shit. And then like Willy just takes his head off. He's just like, you don't believe you die,
Yeah, like that would have been totally fine. Instead, he goes to drive her back to the sheriff's station, and fucking I think the turtle like stowed
Tito the tortoise.
How did he stow aboard? He's hiding in the car. I'm like, he's huge. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. He was just there, and then he stops the car, gets out, and he's just like, oh, she's like, come on, you gonna nut up or not? And he's just like, I gotta step out and think. And then Tito's just like, slashy, same type of kill. Like all the kids just die from like giant paws.
Well, that kill was kind of bullshit, I thought, when they killed the cop.
Yeah, and once again, Liv does not respond to any sort of death. Like, I don't even think she responded to her parents' death.
Dude, I didn't think she's blocked out a lot of emotion. Like, when Deputy Dan got smoked, she should have just grabbed his sidearm and just started airing this fucking turtle out.
Yeah, instead she kicks him in the nuts, and he's just like, my dick.
And he, like, cusses in Spanish
and I was
for
like,
10 minutes.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he just switches to Spanish. And I'm just like, okay. But what? I'm like, all of a sudden he has a dick? Like, what the fuck? I was just like...
Wolfman's got nards.
Exactly. And then she drives the car back very slowly. Because we don't see Liv again until the end of the fucking movie. So
yeah, she was 15 minutes out. Took her 3 hours to get there.
Yeah, Deputy Dan, he knew all the back roads, and he was allowed to drive super fast. Liv apparently just had the learner's permit. She'd only read the handbook once. So... But back in the Willy's, Nick Cage, handcuffs don't mean shit. He's just like, come on, let's go. He gives them the what's up head nod, and then the siren and the chameleon are like, okay, we can tussle.
He headbutts the siren. She falls down, and he like shoulder checks the other one. I'm like, wow, that was weak.
It was super weak.
Like, I would have pulled out, put a stuntman in there, have 2 solid Chuck Norris roundhouses to their head.
Yeah.
And he should have racked them both in the nuts.
I want to see him do like a flip kick over,
Like a flash kick?
Yeah, a flash kick and land on the fucking chameleon's head and just crush it in one blow.
Yeah, if he would have knocked them down, like racked both of them, roundhoused them to the head, hopped up on one of the top of the arcade terminals and just did like a double foot stomp to their heads, I would have been like, that was sick.
That fight was horrible. And then it just ends with him fucking legs squeezing the fucking siren's head.
Yeah, I was just like, whoa, man. Too many years in the Kumite. That is not a legal move.
Yeah, and then he does that, and then the chameleon chick gets up, and I think he just, like, snaps her own neck with her own tongue or some shit. Or chokes her out with her own tongue.
Yeah.
Something similar to that. He breaks the handcuffs, by the way.
He should have just done that immediately, and I would have been like, yeah, he's a drifter.
Yeah, like the minute they came for him, he should have just been like, popped him and just like, just like fucking half Nelson and just like bulldogged her to the ground,
Yeah, he should have just looked at the handcuffs and just sighed and just snapped him. And I'd been like, well, he's high on POW or punch.
Yeah, because
it's called.
And here's where I go, okay, does Nick Cage have hearing? Like his character? Because she just said, you are just here to die. And then upon hearing this, kills 2 more people. But then he goes back to cleaning Kevin. And at this point, that's where the cleaning gimmick, I was just like, okay, I get it. He's just going to keep cleaning, but like...
He's a drifter of his word, Dustin.
Why? Yeah. Well, yeah, but that's what we've established. Like, the movie didn't actually establish any of that, like drifter code and stuff. I wish it had. Even just that little bit would have been like, okay, yeah, drifter code, he's got to finish, you know? But... And so that's the part where I struggled with, where I was like, why are you still cleaning, Nick Cage? Why?
I don't know. He's tired of taping up his body from all the injuries, so he's just got to keep cleaning.
Yeah, after the gorilla fight, he tapes up his stomach, and I was
his
like,
ribs.
Did you crack? He tapes up his stomach, sir. He barely taped his ribs, okay?
Oh, I just thought he was wrapping it around him.
No, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, he's going to wrap it for his rib. Oh, that's his stuff. Why did he wrap
Maybe he got clawed, because, you know, like you said, they're all just paw and claw. They're all paws out there.
Or maybe he didn't want any bruises. He was like, duct tape keeps bruises away. Drifter code. So, and then so he gathers up the dead kids' bodies. He puts them, you know, under tablecloth or puts tablecloths over them, and puts all the dead animatronics.
So that means he understands there's killings happening. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
He is conscious of life being lost.
And so now the score is 1-1. Okay. Technically, it's 2-2 because the tortoise and Liv are out there, but, you know, they're neither here nor there for right now. So now it's time for the big boss showdown. And, wow, what a disappointment that showdown was, Kevin. So
Dude, I think Willy's does more. They try to do, like, more spooky songs or something.
Yeah, like Willy's singing about the murder he's going to do to him.
And then, dude, the janitor jacks him so hard.
Well, no, first he gets jacked a little bit, like, for, like, just a moment, and then he, like, stumbles away and gets all of his sodas, and he's like, I'm about to fucking Sean Penn you with these fucking sodas.
Yeah, and then he puts, like, the two broomsticks together, and I was just like, is that a poking stick?
Yeah, he's just like, all right, he's like, I'm back, Willy. I saw your Wolverine moves, okay? You're going to do, like, AA/AA, you know, B. No, I'm ready for it. I got a great defense.
Yeah, the janitor's just frame counting Willy.
Yeah, no, totally. He's just like, fucking, I have such good tech. I'm going to beat your fucking ass.
You just got downloaded, motherfucker.
He's just like, oh, shit, that line's great. He's just like, drifter code. He's like, ah. Yeah, and he just beats the shit out of Willy.
Beats him like a rug, dude.
Yeah. And it's not, at first you're like, all right, yeah, okay, cool. And then you're just like, all right, yeah,
it's like that gift from The Simpsons. He's stopping. He's had enough.
He's had enough. Yeah, he just keeps going. Just soda stick. He's blocked with the sodas a lot, and I was just like, why are you blocking with the sodas? No, that should be your attack. And then he just beats Willy until he can pull his fucking head off, and you're just like, okay, Willy's dead. We're done. You know. And
yeah, Willy.
Oh no, and I'm sorry. The sheriff comes in at some. Oh, that's how he gets away. The sheriff comes back in. She's just like, "Why can't you die?" I was like, "Sheriff, it's 1-on-1, and you have a shock, and now it's 2-on-1. Just let him be." But instead, she's just like, "Willy, he doesn't speak for the rest of us." I was like, "I think you just like killing families. That's what you want. You just want more babies." And then Willy cuts her in half, and that was a pretty cool kill. But that was still just like, I just pawed him. Like, everyone just had sharp nails, you know? Like, okay. And then that's when he's like stumbles away and gets the shit. But so now he's killed Willy. The sheriff's dead. He's basically free. He takes the trash out. Takes all the trash.
He's done, man. The dishes are done, man.
The fucking building is spotless. He still cleans everything. And then he comes out in the morning, and then there's Ted McAdoo and fucking tow truck shithead
Judd Love.
Yeah, Judd Love. And Judd Love's driving his car. Of course he fixed the car.
And he's shredding that thing and making sure those tires are on tight.
He's like, fucking, did you see those tires? They were not coming off easy, okay? I mean, if I put another spike strip out, yes, definitely. But,
definitely.
And then, boom, Nick Cage comes out, and he just puts out his hand, asks for the key, and then gives him the keys. It's like, okay, this
It
guy
was-
did it. They're just like, they're kind of happy. They're like, fuck yeah, man. He did it. He fucking killed all of them. They see the sunlight or the light at the end of the tunnel that the sheriff couldn't see.
Yeah, there was totally unexpected, but those characters actually were not stupid.
Yeah. I mean, they die stupidly still.
They die stupidly, if that's even a thing, but it's just they took a step back and were like, hey, he's done a different result. He's cleaned the place, which we promised to adhere, honor that deal. And he actually got rid of all the things that were making us live in terror. Thank you.
He's like, finally, McAdoo Industries can grow. And so Nick Cage gets in the car. Liv shows up. She looks at him. He looks at her. They stare for quite a bit of time. And then she just gets in the car with him and they drive off together. So that's, and then we just see our two bumbling villains sitting in his car talking about putting in a mechanical bowl. I'm like, really, guys? Come on. You want that to be possessed?
They got to spice it up now. They got to kind of give it a new look.
I mean,
and he's
sure, the town doesn't trust them. And, there's not a lot of town people left. But, whatever. Make this a hot attraction.
Then from out of nowhere, Sarah the Siren just
Wasn't
fucks the gas tank and just lights a match. And
didn't see all the gas that the kids had been pouring around.
I assume
tries to blow them up by standing right next to the car.
I thought she had something in the gas tank, like the old rag in the gas tank. Yeah,
she put a rag in the gas tank.
And then it blows all three of them to fucking hell.
So fucking hell.
And then the janitor and Liv, they hit the fucking turtle on the road.
And blow him to fucking hell.
Blow him to fucking hell.
And then Nick Cage's timer goes off. He pulls out his...
Cracks open a cold one-ish. A car one. He cracks open a car one.
It was probably a little... It had lost some of its temp by then, And he's about to drink it, and he looks at his, weird adopted daughter, and he's just like, you need food and substance. And he gives her the soda. And she drinks that like it was the nectar of the gods, Kevin.
She drinks it like she never held a soda can in her life.
Yeah, no, that too. She was like, how do I hold this like a little girl? And I was like, I guess.
You hold it like you don't spill it on my upholstery or you get fucking whacked out willied.
I can tell that fucking shitbag tow truck guy was in here. It smells like half a fart. And I don't like it. Okay? So you spill that shit on the seat, we're done. We're donezo. We're going to fucking burn this thing.
Dashboard.
Yeah, I'll put your head to the dashboard and we'll get a new car in the morning. So, and then that's it. And I was just kind of like, yeah, I would love to see more adventures of the janitor and Liv, but we got to get rid of her name because you can't have one guy be the janitor and the other one be Liv.
Well, he won't be a janitor. And the next gimmick, I say he just goes to his drifter motif. Dude, it would have been kind of cool too if he came out of the Willy spot and they were like, "Oh god damn it, you didn't kill all those evil Willy Wonderland guys." And he's like, "Yeah, that's right. I'm the new manager now."
That would be amazing.
And he's like,
I'm the man. Yeah, they give him the car keys. It's like wrong keys, and they're just like, "Oh, he wants the key to the place." Oh man.
McAdoo, I think he wants your place. And he's like, well, God damn it, Jed Love, he can have it because, he purged this evil. He's like, this restaurant's clean.
And he just has the polo shirt on and the name tag says manager.
Yeah, and he
where'd you even find that? He was like, brought it with me.
And then the girl steps up to him. She holds her hand over the block her eyes from the sun. And he was like, hey. Yeah, he's like, here's a shirt. And he throws a shirt to her. She just puts it on. He's like, we got to make sure evil stays away from this town. And then you see the pentagram light up on the floor. It's like, and it starts cracking and opening it up. And he was like, I'm going to have to keep cleaning. And then he picks the shotgun up from the sheriff's body. They just jump down into hell, just shooting demons and shit. You're like, oh my God.
You see her name tag for the first time. It says assistant manager. You're just like, oh,
assistant.
She earned it.
Yeah, or something like that. Fucking butt rookie.
Yeah, no, that anything we came up with would add an extra layer, and some of what we came up with wouldn't even cost anything extra in the budget. It's just a story tweak and some exposition. I mean, yes, a portal to hell, that's more budget, but
yeah, you just shot your
him coming out and just being like, I'm the manager, how can I help you? And they're just like, no, this is my establishment, and he's just like, I'm the manager, and then he's just like, all right, hey, fuck me, fuck that, all right, here's all the keys, I don't even care. Let's
have him do that, have his back to it, and then the fucking siren comes down, he just catches her by the neck as she jumps off the roof or whatever, and he just breaks her neck with one hand, and then the fucking girl puts the shirt on, and then the turtle comes running, he just shotgun, no looks, Evil Dead's the fucking turtle.
Never breaking eye contact with
fucking McAdoo.
Who's now Poopadoo, because he's just like...
he drops off the keys, and then he turns, he's like, gotta make sure it stays clean. And then you see, and then it could just switch to an animation. And then it switches when he turns around, you animate it, and then the portal opens up, and they jump in there. Now you got a Saturday cartoon or whatever, and you stay with that goofy kids 80s type of vibe you were trying to go for in this. But I don't know, like, that would have been cool. And that's my overall kind of gripe with the movie, is it could be my own fault. I was hoping it was going to be a little cooler than it came off. I liked some things they did. I liked what it was trying to do. But like you said, a couple of tweaks would have just made it resonate a little bit more. I do totally believe that there's an audience for this. It's like I said, it could be a fun movie.
Yeah.
This is just us nitpicking in all honesty, like the choreograph of the fight, some of the camera placement, just to protect the fights and make them a little more interesting. If he would have just...
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think that's nitpicky. I think that's legit needed to be worked on to make it
most definitely
even more acceptable. So,
and I think maybe him kind of, like Dead Rising, maybe just finagling some weapons from around there to kind of make it a little more interesting, to make the fight shorter and easier to shoot, could have been useful. Just little stuff like that, some narrative tweaks to kind of make everything hit a little bit better. I don't know, but like, if you're into movies like this, I totally recommend it. If not, this isn't going to be the one that wins you over. It's no Mandy. Like, I loved Mandy, even as weird, psycho, trippy as that was. I didn't see the other one about the space and the signs or shit. But on the Nick Cage tip, I do like that he's doing these weird movies. I do like that he's doing... It's almost like he's very cognizant of where he is in the pecking order for cinema and Hollywood. Like, he kind of did a lot of the established, like, industry type movies, and now it feels like he's kind of having fun, and he's kind of doing things that he wants to do that he's stoked on.
Yeah.
From what I heard, like, he loved this idea and he was really stoked on it, and he went all in and gave his like a 100%. So, what I think is awesome. And I think it's turned into where he's kind of one of us. He's like one of the cool guys. He gets it now. You know what I mean? He's not up his own ass. He's not trying to be a Hollywood guy. I feel like he feels like he's just a real cool, down to earth guy now in a weird way.
Nah, he's still a Hollywood guy.
He could be, but it doesn't feel like he is. He doesn't feel like he's on this higher perch. He feels like he likes to do movies for the people, like stuff that, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be a billion-dollar budget for him to kind of take part and have fun.
He's definitely been humbled and is just like, all right, I'm just gonna do what I can do, and hope people like it. So
exactly. What did you think of this Willy's Wonderland, Dustin?
I mean, it's an easy watch. I like it. I do wish it was just, things about it were tighter. Fighting, the kills could have just been more, I don't know, varied, I feel like. Yeah. And even though, like I said, I accepted that there was exposition, doesn't mean I liked it. I think there was other ways they could have just shown that backstory. They could have just started with a backstory. I think that would have been fine. Like, just start there, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm interested now. I know I know what's going on instantly, instead of just being like, why are there animatronics killing people? We
could have just followed it from the creepy killers taking over the restaurant in the original, and you'd been like, oh, what a bunch of gross people. I hope they get what's coming to them, kind of thing.
Yeah. And then for Liz, like, her backstory could have just been just like, like we said, give the kids all backstories, and you see Liz, you see everyone else's, because hers wasn't that horrible. Like, it was just like she saw her parents murdered, and then she was adopted and seemed to have a very nice life with the sheriff that was feeding people to the demons, which made no sense. And even they brought it up in the movie and then didn't have an answer for it of like, why did you stay with her? But, so it's just the story. Like, I love the idea too. I love that Nick Cage fucking cleaned that whole building, I honestly love that. I just needed a little bit more, I don't know, just reasoning of why his character was so hell-bent on that. And just, I don't know, just a little more backstory. It's almost like it just loved its own idea so much that it didn't want to deviate from that idea.
It was there for one thing. It was he wrecks these animatronic bad guys, boogeymen, however you want to put it, and that's it. Everything else is just kind of, we don't have an hour or 30 minutes of him wrecking everybody, so we do need to put some filler around there. There's no real motivation. There's no real anything. It's just this one gimmick of an idea, and his performance does a lot for it, just because, like you said, he is so passionate and great. But I think a little bit more would have made it kind of truly like a cult classic-y vibe on it.
Exactly. And it's just so close to being
of that where if you're into this genre of movie, you're into this, you're like, dude, tell me you saw Willy's Wonderland, and then you're like, yeah, I saw that, that's great. And you're like, yeah, Willy's great. So like,
but instead I think this will just be more of like, oh yeah, we're gonna talk about it for like a couple months and then that's it.
I feel like it's going to get lost in the straight to DVD digital download streaming dump that's just going to keep coming, just because the way the ecosystem of movies being distributed is set up. So hopefully, I'm pretty sure maybe to get a cult following, maybe this 5 years from now, it's a staple. Hope maybe there's a sequel. Hopefully it catches hellfire and they can tighten a lot of this stuff up in a second one. But
I definitely think like a sequel, if you're just keeping the janitor character, you
can put him anywhere, dude. You can put him in any gimmick, any like
as we've already freely giving them.
Any horror trope that you want him to be in, he could do it, I think. And I think that'd be the great part. And then you could slowly maybe give some backstory. He's like
a reverse fucking Jason, It's just
put him in any trope you want and just watch him wreck that shit.
But I mean, overall, I would say it's like, if you're into horror, watch it. If you're not, then sadly, you're not missing out on anything.
Yeah, if you're into the genre, it's a must. I recommend watching it. If you don't get it, what it's trying to do, then don't watch it, because you're not going to appreciate what it is trying to do. Yeah. So that's it. That's Willy's Wonderland. It's Nicolas Cage. This was Us Versus Movies. That's Dustin. I'm Kevin. You can get us all on your social medias. Your what is it? Twitter, YouTube's, Facebook's, I think. It's all there. If you want to follow along, you can even subscribe on your favorite podcast provider. That's where all the new stuff comes up. And then you can catch it a week later on the YouTube. If YouTube is your route, they'll be there as well. You can like, subscribe, do all that kind of jazz. And
ring the bell.
Ring that bell.
Ring that bell.
And we'll be back next time and talking about more movies. Hopefully, good one, right?
Don't get their hopes up.